So, you want to become enlightened. I was talking to this man today. He wanted to become enlightened. But then I look at him, I don't see any enlightenment. I look at him and I don't see any sign. That's the case. We all want to become enlightened, but we don't have any prerequisites. That's that we call it? Prerequisites. Enlightenment. I was also once part of this game. Not that I am enlightened now. I just gave up, But honestly, your appearance don't look like that you're gonna be enlightened. The very basic requirement for becoming enlightened is that you cannot own anything. But then look at us. We live a life that not only we own so many things, we want more. Man, this wanting more never ends. It really boggles my mind sometimes. Like, for how long more I want to have more things, Like, is this going to be the case for the rest of my life? It's very terrifying. It's like, wow. Ownership. This whole idea of ownership, wow, this is also interesting. For so many years, in so many cultures, there was no idea of ownership, of anything. But then we brought in the concept of ownership. Ownership. How can you own, like, a piece of land, for example? I don't understand. Just because I have a contract that it says I own that land? Or how can someone own a huge land that is never gonna use it, he just owns it? Like, isn't that too much? Like, I don't understand. Sometimes I get very confused at how people live generally, like how humans live. Like, someone owns, I don't know, a whole valley or a whole mountain and a whole ranch. And then we all say, yeah, this guy owns it. Because what? He paid for it? I don't know. But, my friend, if you are also on this path of becoming enlightened, the very first requirement is just go toward that not owning much at least. I know the idea of becoming absolutely free of owning anything is very terrifying to you, but maybe just a little bit of minimalism, huh? Go toward the part that really talks to that enlightenment rather than talks to that, intellectual, spiritual, uh, 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 sp- intellectual spirituality, because that's what's these days the spirituality is about, right? As long as you are intellectually aware of certain things, then, well, yeah, you can be a spiritual, perhaps. But existentially, you've got nothing. It's like, oh, this guy lives in a fucking mansion, and he's the king of Tantra, for example. I don't know, but that doesn't really go well. Not that I'm saying you gotta be poor to become a spiritual. No, not at all. Or you gotta be poor to become enlightened, or but that's just what it takes. First, at least you gotta go through that process, get to a point that you don't own anything, just maybe whatever you wear, that's it. The rest is just like you don't own anything. You just let this whole abundance of this world give things to you, for example. And honestly, it will. It just like you gotta kind of try it, and then when you try it, you see like there's always abundance of help and guidance in your life if you just follow the call. But of course, it takes courage. Not everyone can follow the call, but you perhaps have the call and you want to become enlightened. I don't know, because I get so many of these comments and emails that what is it? What is out there after you become enlightened or self-realized, or nothing really? Just like, that's why I'm saying I'm not enlightened at all, because it's a lie. It's just, it doesn't exist. It only appears in your life when you don't own anything. You're like, okay, shit, this was enlightenment. But pretty much it's not easy for people to not own anything at all. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't really get it. Like, people really don't see it. Like, you don't really see it, that what's blocking you from your self-realization, what's blocking you from your, let's say, enlightenment, right? What is it? And then I look back, I'm like, yeah, I was also on this path. I was also wanted to become enlightened. What now? What changed? I guess what changed is that I gave up. I was like, yeah, there's no need for enlightenment when life is just enlightened already. And then everything, honestly, after that, it just started working perfectly. I don't really need to do anything. I just live my life mostly day by day. I don't plan things. Yeah, strategize about the whole direction that I'm going, and I'm pretty great at the strategizing, but generally, I don't, try to guide the path before then I can reach to it, like that's just a problem. We just often want to plan. Why? Why we gotta plan for things? Why we gotta plan to meditate? Why we gotta plan to become enlightened? Why we gotta plan to do anything at all with? Why can't we just be? Yeah, I want to become enlightened. Now when I look back at it, I'm like, wow, like what the heck was I on about? Yeah, let's get a little bit more serious now. Until now, we were not so serious. Let's get serious. So you want to become enlightened, right? That's what you ask. That's what you like saying. Oh, how to become enlightened? Regardless of how many times I'm telling you, why do you want to believe me? Just I'm not enlightened at all. Like, come on, can't you see? But then I don't know. Sometimes people would like to create something out of you, or like in this case, you is me. I'm just simply chilling and living my life and do all my everyday mundane thing, and then come here and act perhaps a little bit intellectual, and you think I'm very spiritual. Not really, I'm not spiritual at all, and I'm not really enlightened. But yeah, to some extent, I guess I tapped into a point that it just really gave an opportunity to me to just the life flashes by of my eye, like that feeling when life flashes by in front of your eye, you're gonna die, right? It's just like that's something that perhaps you only know when that happens, and that's what perhaps it was with me, I knew that I'm gonna die in that moment. I am dead. And then that changes you, that makes you another person out of you if you stay alive, of course. If you die, then you die, of course. But if you don't really die, then something changes. And that change, I would say, is that honestly, you cannot own anything. Like all of this thing you do, it's just stopping you from that, life flashing by in front of your eyes whilst you're still alive, like you're blocking yourself from that time. And I'm just saying why, like why you want to block yourself from that beautiful moment that you simply transition from one life to another life, and then you get to choose to become enlightened, right? Be enlightened or whatever. And that's just an easy path after that, because you're just fresh, you're new, you know that you always wanted this, then voila. Yeah, let's get serious. You want to become enlightened. You want to get to that self realization. Drop it. Honestly. All these seeking for comfort and convenience is not gonna get you there. Honestly. At best, you become, I don't know, an intellectually a spiritual person because it feels good, the agenda is nice, all of these things is good about it. But at the end, it's not enlightenment. It's just like another stream of sideways. Maybe you're fine with that, and that's totally fine. You can just go through that the spirituality that you do or follow or believe. I don't know. But enlightenment is simple. Enlightenment is honestly the most simple thing that can happen to any human beings, perhaps. It's just like drop the ownership. That's it. You don't own anything. That's it. This, only this body is your temple. And literally, if you look at it as your temple, it just gets you places. Another talk, another hard one for me. It's so easy to act enlightened, and I have to resist, you know, resist toward that temptation. But anyway, I'm also, you know, gotta try to create an environment for more people to drop this ownership, you know, drop this is mine, this is simply mine. What is this idea? This is mine. There is no mine. It doesn't exist. Whatever is there is for us. Whatever is there, it belongs to both of us. Nothing is yours, my friend. Nothing. I had to record this video. Not because I talked to this guy, also because I missed you. I don't know. I feel like this bond is pretty strong. Like it's stronger than what I thought it would be. It's just intense sometimes. And I'm like, this feels good. You take care of yourself, and perhaps, yeah, stop owning things. Much love.